Here's All Frog here. Let's play Factorio Angel's Oars. Something a little bit different today. I'm actually recording this audio after I have already played it because I had a power outage while the audio was processing and it corrupted. So the video turned out great because it was done, saved. The audio was not. So here I am taking a look at the steer type because we can see that it has failed. And what I realize is that I've never put outputs for this thing. I don't know how quickly it takes for me to recognize that, but not having outputs was a serious problem. So I start getting to work just basically distributing what I need where I need to go. And don't worry, you're not having any sort of seizure. That warehouse really is just emptying as soon as it fills. So there's a lot of things that we had to do during this episode to try and make things work a little smoother. I don't exactly remember all of what they were, so I'm basically just going to comment as we go. You can see I probably need even more processing for that copper part now for the, I think it was the copper crystals. Here we go, actually putting the outputs in, which, you know, could probably help. I also fixed the inputs too before I get really going, just because I don't want to risk it. It really should be 2 per, so I do move some things around to make that happen. That's where I double check to make sure it really is 2 per, and it is, so. Let's do a little maneuvering. It has to be 2 for everything except that guy, so we need to add another one, which is no worries. And I decided just to add another pole. So you can see that certain materials are backing up finally. We should really add another mod into this next time that gives us actual indicators of whether we have enough throughput, but we'll get there. So I just sit here for a minute just to make sure that all of the stone is doing what it needs to do, and then I come back up to check to see is the power doing what it needs to do, and the answer is, well, not fast enough, but it is slowly getting there. So I start taking a look at this. Okay, what do I need to do now to fix this? And the answer is, well, I think we just have to wait because we've got a lot of stuff going on here. So just double check that and to go through. We're just basically, this whole episode is sort of like a just check. Make sure enough of everything is happening to make it happen how we want it. At some point, I am going to upgrade those. That's when I discovered I had a random wood chest, so I picked that up and we're going to move it. I am going to upgrade those inserters at some point. I don't get stack inserters. Spoiler alert, no stack inserters at the end of this, but that's certainly something we're going to want to go to at that point. And I decided, here's what I'm going to do. In order to let the coal catch up, let's just throw some wood in here because I've got so much of it anyway. We don't really need it in vanilla, even with Angel's Oars, so we'll just fill it up. And that should cover it for now. That's the old copper, or excuse me, coal that's finally done. And now we're basically just waiting, you know, what do we need to do next? Checking temperatures, making sure everything is catching up finally. And checking our power, and this is when I decide, I might want to start thinking about solar panels. And we go, oh, we can make them. All right, let's make them. So I hand pocket them for a minute, and I realize, wait a minute, there's a lot of green circuits. This is ridiculous. Let's go and actually pick up some green circuits. So we do. Actually, I give them back. And at some point, I'm going to realize, wait a minute, no, I need those. I don't need to give them back. I need to get more. I basically make enough until it says I need more, and then I just get more and then make. So I'm grabbing solar panels here and just building them to deploy later in the episode to try and just take some of the edge off of the fact that my steam engines aren't quite getting there. You can notice off to the left that the iron gears are not getting where I want them to get. Oh, it occurs to me this is not in full screen mode. Sorry about that. Full screen that baby up. So you can see, so yeah, you saw exactly when I'm recording this. Wednesday night, late. It's just the way life is right now. I look at that and think, boy, it'd be nice to hook those up. I can't be bothered. Checking the gears, what's going on with the gears. It'd be nice if we could get iron to go to the gears first, which it's doing right now, obviously. But we still aren't having quite what we need for the iron capacity. And honestly, I think that this is being slowed down by the fact that I have to use inserters for that buffer. I think it would be better to do... I don't do this, but I think it'd be better to get another warehouse in there and try and make it work. But I do speed up the iron coming in. Hopefully, you know, we can get this a little bit better and just try and make everything run. Upgrade, 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 right? This is where I take a look at this whole setup, because it would really be nice to have a second one of the pure iron processors, and it really doesn't matter where it goes. We just have to do it. So now I'm trying to figure out the stone issue. So we take stone down. And we go over. And just fix it. I mean, there's nothing more to it, really. We know we need more stone processing. That's for certain. Just going to help that along a little bit, basically. Just help the bypass go. I could probably remove the one in the beginning now, but I can't be bothered at this point. Just the more stone processing we can get, the better. This one is almost too much. You can see it's actually, we're running out of slag. That's why it keeps coming in, going out, coming in, going out. And look at the other one that doesn't have enough slag either. Which is a fine problem to have, honestly. It's better not to have a lot of slag. And that's why I'm looking at ratios and do we have the right amount, etc., etc. This is where I decide, okay, I need the unloading to go faster. And I'm pretty sure I go to... Well, we'll find out in a second, but I'm pretty sure I go to 4. This was ridiculous. Should not have run through there. I could have ended the game. I'm at least smart enough to go around. I am doing research, very slowly, but there is research going on. I'm trying to skip all the bullet and military stuff because they're completely unnecessary. So I go with modules. Why not? If we can get some production modules, that could certainly help. And this is where I decide, alright, if we're going to get advanced circuits, we need oil. And to get oil, it's time to build pump jacks. And where I'm going to start actually bringing in some oil. Well, creating oil, not bringing it in, but... So I grab some steel, and I get ready to go. I only need the 2. And 2 will power 1 refinery plenty fine. I mean, more than that, and it's going to be a little overrun. 1 refinery is not enough oil, obviously, to make any sort of difference. But we have to start somewhere. I stop by here again, and I notice I don't like that. So what can we do to fix this? Well, if we go 4 out, we got to go 4 in. So here we go. Conveniently, I had the space for it. So that should help bring it all in. And I think at one point I say, you know what? Let's just double this throughput here. And really start pumping it through. Again, very stupid. Very stupid. Twice to run across the tracks. Could have killed us. I'm just observing. Seeing, are we getting stuff to the end or not? We are. I don't know if I noticed that, honestly, right now, because I feel like I don't remember that part. And I'm like, okay, let's go get some oil. Please don't be underneath the... Oh, gosh, it is underneath. So I have to move the rail, which is fine, because I give myself plenty of space. So I cut the rail, and then start reconfiguring. And I know that past me was yelling at even more past me for why the heck didn't you plan for this? Because it's not like we're not going to need oil. You know, we're going to need the oil. That's a guarantee. So it's a relatively simple thing just to throw it in. Go up 3. 4 I think now is actually my standard. And we've got the space and we've got everything we need, and throw in some signals and away to go. This is again me being absolutely ridiculous and crossing rails, which was a live rail, and indeed the rail it wanted to take. If you're playing along in the home game, it's not quite the rail signals that we need, but it's alright. Looking at oil possibilities, basically. What kind of space am I going to do? Where am I going to put this? Now, what I should have just done, rather than run that, is I probably should have just put another medium pole to the left. But, I go for electric engines because reasons. Because the siren song of robots is strong. This is when I'm still trying to figure out, could I put the oil over there, but then I've got to pipe it along, bring it down there. But I got to pipe it for a long distance from over there, so I don't know if that's an idea. You know what, screw it, let's just put it over where the pumps are, is basically what my thought process was during all that. And let's keep in mind that I don't have to worry about biters. Right? They're never going to attack, so I don't have to worry about it. And the only reason I'm doing this is because I want to see, like, I'm getting oil because I want to see what the future levels of this looks like. And I apologize, it occurs to me, I apologize for having the full screen, not full screen. I already recorded the video. Like, you're watching the video, so of course it's full screen. It's okay. I'm going crazy. One YouTube video at a time. Have you seen the mistake yet? I fix it by the end of the episode, don't worry. It's pretty much the basic setup. No surprises here. Just planning the storage solution. And I decide, man, am I making pipes anywhere? Because that would be convenient. You guys already know the answer to that. For once, we're not overflooded with copper, but that warehouse is a ton, so no worries there. So I just steal all the iron. It's the most rare resource, and I'm taking. Perhaps just a bit too many pipe to ground. Now we let the pipe go. So I asked myself, what do we do with the pipe? While it's building, we gotta do something. We really need more iron. I think we've got enough brick. I considered expanding science as well, but it seems like not a good use of resources as I build gates. Build gates, by the way, not build gates. Thinking about steel. Thinking about if I want to steal more steel, but the answer is no. Well, the answer is yes, but I can't afford to. Just watching it all work, trying to figure out what more we need. This is when I decide, okay, I need another one of those. So let's make it happen. How are we going to make it happen? What are we going to do? Where'd it go? That's what I'm considering. First things first, I make another one. After all the pipes go. So while I'm waiting, I set up the oil, pretty sure. Yeah. We're going to put the normal tanks in it. If you're wondering, the reason I don't fill that in, of course, is because I don't have any regular pipes at that point. It takes me a while to figure this out. What I'm going to do is essentially create space for 5 of those bad boys. So I'm working out the spacing in my mind because I've never really thought about it without having the guides there. And how does it work? And what does it look like? And all of that business. And that's what it looks like. So I have to figure out, okay, there's 3 in between each one. They stagger, which I didn't do here. So I'll have to fix that in a minute. Because this is where I'm thinking, it doesn't line up. I don't understand. Why doesn't it line up? Something's not right. Why doesn't it line up? Surely you've seen it by now. And the answer is because I didn't leave the gap for those 2. Well, this is where I'm racking my brain trying to think what's going on. Ah, yes. We need to leave a gap. And we get it in place and we start moving along. And I need to leave enough space for 5. And I actually end up doing the last one in the wrong spot. I don't leave that final gap. But it doesn't really matter because we can add the gap later and none's the worry. I'm just trying to space out and get some storage tanks ready so that way we can process what we need to process. This is where I realize the mistake and then say, let's fix it. And really, again, it doesn't matter. I didn't have to do that. We would have time to fix it up, but that's fine. Get rid of the extra pipe because there's no reason to waste resources. And then hook it up. And away we go. And we're happy with it, and it's a beautiful thing. We decide circuit network because we may want to circuit network these things. Who knows? I'm pretty sure by the end of the episode I do hook up that second pump jack. But I don't do it right away. I forget about it. Unsurprisingly. And I come down here and I set this up. Because I want a second one of those. And the nice thing is because they have the same output, I can just combine lines, which is what I end up doing. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to change the chunks. So the chunks will be down here. And then the pure crystalline form will be the middle one. And the reason I do that is just because it's easier, frankly. There's nothing really to say about that. This is me just filling it in to fulfill the last order, essentially, before we turn it over. So that way we've got what we've got. Purified iron ore, that's what it's called. So we turn it over to purified iron ore, eventually. Thank you. Come on, frog, get my crazy. And then we say, okay, this is essentially a bus. So we'll treat it like one. We'll put our bypasses in here. And then we'll pull out our iron. And we just go. And we make it really tight and spaghetti-like for no reason other than the fact that that's what I do. So now we have more output. This is a good thing. We're trying to just get more iron ore. The more we can get, the better we can get. And we'll be happy. And I've peeled out for the end of the session So I did not actually fix that. That's kind of annoying. But, you know, that's how it is. We are, unfortunately, out of time on this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. Consider subscribing to the channel to stay updated to everything as it happens. And until next time, cheers.